Oh, no, this is
Oh,
fine.
piss.
I forgot about the thing that I was doing.
Oh, piss. Welcome back.
Welcome back, the one
while.
person who maybe watches this.
Yeah.
All of our dedicated fans have already moved on to bigger and better things.
Mm-hmm. Now we have to
Smaller and
do
smaller
all
penises.
of that work all over again of accumulating
Our
12 viewers.
Ah,
Oh, man.
please let me be a person, Kevin. We'll relive this one.
Classic.
This one always
The
goes
classic
well.
matchup.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
I have not played this since the last time we recorded,
Me
believe
neither.
it or not. Because I've been playing Breath of the Wild because I found myself very sad. Oh, and Breath of the Wild makes me feel better. And the new one's coming out.
Win.
I don't know. Sometime soon. God, this feels so weird. Anyways, so before we started, Kevin, you mentioned briefly that you were going to embarrass your
Self?
your bride to be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, I guess it was more about you. It was more about you being a piece of shit. So I guess it's
Yeah.
not that bad.
Yeah. It's not embarrassing for her, just me.
Well, that's good. Well, by proxy, though, it'll be embarrassing for her.
It'll be embarrassing for her that she's engaged to someone who would reveal this about himself.
That's true. That's really the point. That. Well, please.
Anyways, so the story was, what made me even think of this? Oh, we were talking about
because
being nervous to start this
I
again
didn't.
because
I
it'd been
didn't
so
fucking
long.
say I was nervous. I said I was pretty jazzed
Luke
up.
said he
I said
thought
that-
he was going to have performance issues
I had
because it had
performance
been
anxiety,
so
yeah.
while or so long.
I really pride myself on getting a boner immediately when you sit down, and
Yeah.
I just feel like it's been so long that I'm worried that
Yep,
I'm not gonna be able
that's
to.
it. So, anyways, that
Don't
reminded
worry, I did get a boner.
Oh,
I'm not dead.
oh
you
my
idiot.
God!
How
Is
have
it
you
time for
not
me to
learned-
complain?
Yeah, that was really quick. Anyways, please tell your boring fucking
yeah.
story.
So it reminded me of the first time that I had relations with my now fiance. It had been, admittedly, a bit of a dry spell for me for a while.
How long is a dry spell?
I don't want to say that.
Give
That
me a
part is
range.
legitimately embarrassing.
Just give me a range.
Between a few months and a few years.
That's not a range.
So, anyways,
I'm still a virgin, so
yeah, I know. So I was
On the
too
inside.
nervous to perform that night. As
yeah, I bet you were.
Yep. And it was embarrassing, but whatever, it happened. And
Fuck you.
so
Did you throw up?
no, the funny part is that years later, as in like just a few months ago,
As in like this morning.
yes, Louisa was trying to get something going, and I just wasn't in the mood, and I was like, I can't do this right now. I'm too tired or full or something. I can't remember.
Too full.
Probably.
God, romantic.
And she was upset that I was not in the mood, and she said, verbatim, I quote, "Do you remember when you used to be afraid to have sex with me?"
Oh, she's gonna hate that story. Speaking of, well, since you're already in trouble with Louisa, let me go ahead and do that as well. So, she sends me periodically.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is why I didn't. I mean, I guess it's just for effect because it's funny. But so, Kevin bought a very expensive keyboard that he did not need.
I did need it.
$5,500.
Yes. I got it for a deal. It was only like $4,500.
Wow. No, I'm kidding.
It's a full $1,000 I saved.
It is a full $1,000. I'll give you that.
I wouldn't have saved $1,000 if I didn't buy it.
Ah, yes. That's one level of reasoning shy of the gambler's fallacy, but that's fine.
Uh-huh.
So, anyways, watch out, Kev. Every once in a while, Kevin's fiance will send me videos that he does not know are being taken of him sitting there dicking around on a keyboard. And she did it even on the old keyboard, too.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because at the end of every one, you turn around and look at the camera, and you look exactly the way that Meacham does. Okay, so my dog gets scared if somebody looks at him taking a shit. He can only take a
true.
shit in the privacy of, like, you can be right there, but you cannot be looking at him. And when I do, he looks at me, Kev, the exact same way that you look at that camera. Like you got caught taking a dump.
Yep.
And it's adorable.
Yep. That checks out.
And it goes really well with your other story.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, how's this going for you, Kev?
What? The story or the game?
This game.
Not well, but that was to be expected. Yeah, there it is. Maybe more beer will help.
It should. It should.
So, I picked out this beer for the label. Take a look at the label.
Old Man Maple.
It's a cute little, like, sleeping tree, right?
It is. The tree kind of looks like you.
Yeah.
I think it's just because of the mustache.
So, the reason I got it is years ago, like 5 years ago, my friend Will was brewing a lot of, like, doing a lot of homebrew stuff, which, you know, whatever. But I was designing a few labels for a couple of his beers, and one of them was a Pilsner, which he called Sleeping Pills, and this is the label I designed for it.
Holy shit. Why did you go a tree, though?
I don't know. I just thought,
Just
like,
because it was kind of like
deep slumber, like
wise looking?
Yeah. But I saw this beer, and like, that's the exact, like, literally
That
the
is
exact
pretty
same
crazy.
label.
Make sure to take a picture of that for a side-by-side because
Yes.
pretty impressive, actually.
Which tree looks more like a Zaddy?
What?
You never heard that term? Zaddy?
No, what is that? Is this going to be something that I'm going to hate? I'm going to hate
Probably.
this. Okay, hit me.
Actually, now that I'm saying it, I'm not sure, really. I'm probably using it incorrectly. I think it's the equivalent of a gilf, a hot grandfather you would like to fuck.
Well, where does the Z come from, then?
I don't know.
I feel like maybe...
I'm probably incorrect.
I feel like maybe we need, like, a 13-year-old to come in here and tell us what's what. They
Yeah.
could probably be better at this video game than
Yeah.
us, too. Or all video games, really.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Fuck. Man, how do you only... God. 17.
I don't... What?
17%. That's all you have.
Oh, I thought you were
I
saying
always-
something about 17-year-olds. I was like, oh, no, not again.
I always look at your damage meter when I get killed to see if I'm close or not, and I never am.
You know what's really weird, I've realized? Because, I can't reiterate this enough. I have not played this since
Well, neither
last time
have
we
I.
recorded. I know, but for some reason, like, I'm just doing it. It just comes to me. I'm just a savant. I'm an idiot savant at this game.
Yep.
I don't think that's a correct term anymore, probably. Oops, watch out.
I was trying to scratch my nose and play at the same time.
Well, did it work? Oops. Why did I do that? That was dumb.
Oh, God damn it. Why?
You always pick things that have very embarrassing ways to be beaten. Anyways, I thought it would be funny. Oh, no, this is not a funny story. Never mind. Cut this whole thing. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck.
You probably are going to cut this. Jesus.
Oh, man. Yeah, like all the shit with Justin Roiland. You not heard about any of
I
this?
don't know who Justin Roiland is.
He's the, like, creator and main voice actor on Rick and Morty.
Oh, that's like a big deal for people our age.
Yeah.
I've actually never watched Rick and Morty.
I think you would. Well, I don't know how much you actually like TV and cartoons and shit.
Things just have to catch me. Like I like that stuff. It's the time commitment that I have difficult.
Yeah. No, I get
Even
it.
before a baby, I'm just kind of like I don't know. I feel like
I don't know if you would
would
really like it that much, but
I do have a hard time with cartoons, generally speaking.
I mean, do you like stuff like South Park and other adult animation type things?
I liked South Park. So, okay. Fucking Christ. Oh, that was the first time I died. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
I never watched South Park of my own accord, but the people I lived with in college were, like, big fans. And I always remember being like, yeah, this is funny. But I didn't, like, fucking think about it for a long time. Fuck me. Don't. Anyways, what did he do? An actual pedophile? Not a joke one like you?
Like, basically, it came out that he, like, got arrested for domestic assault. This happened a couple years ago, but for whatever reason, like, the court case just, like, became public information or something. Sure. And so then, like,
Wait,
it's
how
just
long
like
ago? I
like 2 years ago, like during COVID.
Sure.
And it's like once the floodgates once that happened, the floodgates opened. Man, I'm having a hard time talking tonight.
It's because you're having so much beer.
Yeah, all right.
Also, by the way, COVID lockdown, that was a great time to domestic abuse.
So anyways, like everyone starts coming forward with all these stories about him, both in the workplace and out of the workplace, and people he worked with on the show are like, yeah, he's a real big piece of shit, and he's super immature, and like plays with
He's a real big piece of shit.
He just plays with Nerf guns all day and doesn't actually work outside of providing the voices for these characters. And yeah, and then someone on his staff revealed that like he had been sexually inappropriate with her and tried to come on to her at work in a really gross way. And then people started releasing screenshots of text messages or DMs with him, and they were all like underage girls, and all of the DMs were like pretty nasty stuff about how she should become a whore and prostitute her body and JK and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, well, he said JK.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's like clearly masked in an attempt at like edgy humor to like cover his tracks is what it looks like, the text messages. But
Hey, it even worked out for you. I have an honest question where this is concerned.
Yeah.
So you're an adult that's somewhat in the public eye, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you find yourself in a position to have like underage girls' phone numbers?
I don't know.
It's the logistics of the thing that is very confusing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess though, especially because like that, maybe that's his audience too. So it's like he just posts his whatever somewhere. It's like, oh, I don't know how he got it, but that's pretty cool. It's good. That's a good move. Definitely a good way to kind of further your career.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Shit. You know what I'm going to do to you?
Beat me?
Did you just fart?
No. Trust me, when I fart, you'll know it.
Is that the joke that I farted and nobody threw up? First one.
No. I want to get the first one for once.
No. That's it. Oh,
No,
God.
it's not.
I'm so lucky. Whew.
Ow! God damn it! Fuck!
No! Fuck. Oh, this is really scary now. See, when you care, it raises the stakes so much. No!
Oh, yeah, baby!
If I lose, I'll be mad for my whole life.
I know.
I always tell you that, and I always mean it, and you never believe me. But I really will be. Wow, this is a bad matchup for me. I should not have done this. Oh, my God. Fuck. Jesus.
Man. Anyways, yeah, so Justin Roiland,
Did
pedophile,
you like that show?
asshole. I do like Rick and Morty. The last, like, 2 or 3 seasons have been like, fuck! God, the fucking piece of shit! God damn it! Motherfucker! Such bullshit. This game knows that I always lose. God damn it!
I should bring up the thing to see if you wake up the baby.
God damn it! I'm so mad. I'm so angry.
Jesus Christ. Oh. Wow, that didn't wake her up.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was so fucking funny. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why I'm telling you this. You gotta care. You gotta care, because look, now you care. You're mad. I'm having a great time now. Anyways,
Yeah.
so good job. Don't be a pedophile. That's the
Yeah.
moral of the story. Oh fuck. Speaking of, so okay, you know I had friends here.
Yeah.
So we were in an Uber, and my one friend is gregarious, let's say.
Okay.
And he's just you know, it's like a bit. Oh, he's got no filter, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that, but like legitimately, like talking about like butt fucking an Uber driver,
Wow.
like shit like that. I don't actually think that's what came up, but it was something along those lines. Like he was just being very friendly but strange, right?
Yeah.
So we have this Uber driver, and he's like, oh yeah, you know, a lot of stories driving Uber, and of course that's an invitation. And he's like, well, yeah, tell us some of the stories. And he goes, I'm afraid this is not going to be funny in retrospect, but he goes, oh, one time I was driving all these sorority girls, and this guy
Uh-oh.
seemed very nice, but definitely a little strange. And like, you know, in like 90s movies where they show like a hacker and it's like a guy who's like 300 pounds and like covered in Cheeto dust and shit.
That's him.
That was him. So it's like, it's very obvious to anybody who's being even somewhat critical that I don't think women are throwing themselves at this guy.
Okay.
I hope he's listening. But anyways, so he's like, oh yeah, so I'm driving all these sorority girls around, and then one of them just goes, he goes, oh,
Man.
he goes, the girl, there's so many of them, this one girl sits in the front seat, and she was, how do I say, well endowed, and I was like, oh no, and I was like, first of all, weird, and he's like, and then all of a sudden she just goes, hey, Mr. Uber driver, what do you think of these, and pulls her tits out.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay, sure.
and I'm literally like, and we're all just like, oh, haha. And everyone is obviously like, this did not happen to you. This is just a strange, like, if you still win, I'm going to be fucking furious. I was like, this is just obviously a strange power fantasy that this man is having about driving, like, girls around. It's weird, but thanks for bringing it up. It's super cool. Like, really set the tone, right? And we were like, okay, well, hopefully he doesn't say anything else that weird. So
oh, man.
then, what?
No, just that reminds me of something, but keep going.
Oh, shit.
We'll transition.
Did you do the same thing? Is that what you're saying?
Just weird Uber driver with, like, lots of inappropriate things to say. Yep.
Well, just wait. So he does that whole story, and we're like, oh, haha, cool. Like, that's really cool of you. I'm really glad you allegedly saw tits. I'm sure that totally happened. And then, of course, in his story, his response was like, oh, that's very nice, ma'am, but I don't think my wife would appreciate that. And I was like, if you're fucking married, I will fucking slit my own throat right now because you've never touched another person. But, so he does that story, and obviously right bullshit. Then he immediately follows up, and his entire tone is much different, I think because he was recalling a real story. And he's like, you're going to love this. So he goes like, oh, well, I picked up this guy in the bad part of town. I'm like, uh-huh. Fuck. And he goes, and the first thing he says to me when he gets in, he's like, hey, man, I'm not trying to be weird, but can I suck your dick? And I was like, this one is more believable, but still very strange. And it was me, my two friends, and my one friend's wife. And we're all sitting there like, oh, ha, cool. And then John's like, well, I'm going to start driving Uber if I get to see this. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, you should be an Uber driver. I'm going to throw up.
So when we were in Texas back in December, damn, we really haven't done this since then.
Yeah.
We went to Austin for a wedding, but before that we flew to we flew to San Antonio to visit our friends Will and Marissa who live there, and stay with them for a couple nights, and then we got an Uber from San Antonio to Austin, and so this was like, an hour, 15-minute long Uber drive. So this is already going to be terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
God.
And, of course, the guy who we get is...
hot.
No, he's like a 40-year-old man. He looks like just a normal dude, but he does not stop talking for the entire time.
Don't you kind of prefer that, though?
No, I would prefer absolute silence.
Well, yes, but if absolute silence is not an option, wouldn't you rather just be a guy talking that you don't care what he's saying than having to do, like, the whole... like holding a conversation?
No. There is some. I get what you're saying, but yeah, I don't want to have to carry on a conversation. I also don't want to listen to someone talk for that long, and it's just exhausting. Louisa was tired and just wanted to sleep the ride there.
Is this when you guys were sick or different time?
No, different time. She just wanted to. Oh fuck, God, fucking damn it.
Don't wake up my baby. You're not going to.
So she was trying to sleep, and so I had to fake engage with the driver the whole way there.
Wow, you are a gentleman. Damn, you took that hit.
Do the head nodding and occasional. I heard about that.
I love those ones.
Yeah, and so for an hour and 15 minutes, he did not stop talking the entire time. And at first it was, whatever, fine enough. He's talking about like how much money he makes doing this and the other driving apps and all this stuff. And then he goes, I do like to talk, as you could probably tell. And
Oh God,
it's something that
that's even worse.
something that my wife and others have always told me.
No.
Oh my God, are you serious?
The three things that you never talk about: politics, religion, and sex. Considered taboo topics. But hey, I like to talk, so you up for having a conversation about a taboo topic?
Oh
Like
my
literally,
God.
that's how he phrases it. And I say this is what I say verbatim. Why don't we just keep it nice and light? And he goes, okay, so Brittany Griner, and starts talking about Brittany Griner, who at that point had just like the day earlier, she was the
Fill me in on that one.
she's the basketball player who had been
Oh, the
held
Russian
captive in
one.
Russia
Yeah,
for having weed on her when she was there, and she was basically put in a Russian labor camp. And the United States arranged a trade for like some Russian arms dealer, Merchant of Death, I suppose he's called, in exchange for Brittany Griner. And as you might guess, a lot of conservatives were
Loved
not
it.
happy that we traded a terrorist for a black lesbian basketball-playing woman who had weed on her.
Well, they
They
generally
had a lot
like
of things to
basketball, don't they?
I had a lot of things to say about that.
I can't even. All
And-
positive though.
And so did this guy. And so that's how this started.
Oh, you must have loved that. So not even did he want to talk about something that you didn't want to talk about, but he was a Trump person, or
he
at
wasn't.
least
He wasn't a
a
Trumper. He
conservative
did
person.
admit that, like, I hate Trump. Hate that guy. Didn't vote for him. He didn't say who he voted for. But he did. I do tend to lean to the right of the political spectrum, is how he phrased it. Whatever. He seemed like an okay dude, but then the more he talked, the more I was like, oh my God, this guy is like. All right, so let me read you some of the topics that he, in an hour and 15 minutes. After Brittany
what
Griner,
was his name? Paint a
I
picture.
can't remember.
Oh my God.
He was 40. He looked like he had, typical 40-year-old middle-aged dad bod guy.
What
goatee,
does he drink when he
cap.
goes to a bar?
Bud Light.
Okay.
Okay. So after Brittany Griner, after he like said that like we shouldn't have traded Brittany Griner, we should have traded this other dude in the U.S. military who had been held there for years.
And he should know.
He then goes on to say that the military is just a legal form of prison. I'm
Okay.
writing these things down as he's saying them.
I bet he loved that.
The military is just a legal form of prison because they make you do all this menial labor for next to no money, and they control your life.
Okay.
It goes into a lot of different conspiracy theories, including that the government intentionally runs the entire like fast food industry and keeps fast food cheap and normal food expensive because it wants us to be fat and obese and unable to rise up against it.
That's airtight.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that too.
He talked a lot about different ways to make money. One of these, which reminds me of another story I'll get to later.
I have another one that you reminded me of too.
The 4 lessons I live my life by. These are things that like he had rehearsed, that he had clearly subjected lots of other passengers to. Like, let me tell you the 4 lessons I live my life by. If you abide by these lessons, then you'll have a fine life as well. How to conquer every and all mental health issue in just 3 easy steps.
This is something he said to you?
Yes. Every mental health problem can be solved in 3 easy steps.
Should we charge for this one?
He talked about his entire personal history with his father, his father's death, and his stepmother, who he hates to this day. There was a lot of loaded stuff in that relationship, I could tell you. Halfway through the drive, he gets a call from his wife.
And he picked it up?
He has stepchildren with his wife, hers from a previous marriage, and he picks it up and talks to her, and he has her on speakerphone, of course.
God.
And she goes, "Did you see the picture I just sent you?" He goes, "Hold on, let me check." Middle of driving down the interstate, pulls up this picture that she texted to him, and goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, that's what my daughter did." He goes, "What?" And I can see the picture. And then in case I couldn't, he screamed it into his phone. "Your daughter drew a penis in Sharpie on my dog's head?" I could see the full picture. Then he got so angry and he hung up. He's like, "She's 13 years old and she got a Sharpie and thought it was funny. Drew a penis on my dog's head. I'm going to lay down the law when I get home." You know what? And then that transitions into his talk about fatherhood and how you have to lay down the law and make your children fear you to death.
That's a good idea.
Showing my daughters my wrath is how he phrased it. Yep. That's his parenting philosophy.
Wait, you gotta send me this, cause
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, he thought he was giving his own personal TED talk on like 15 different topics.
So, oh, you fucking asshole. That doesn't matter. Oh my god, you piece of shit. I don't care. It's the first time I died.
Can I not get like one taunt? Why is Snake's taunt so long?
Because he's in a box. That reminds me of another thing that you did tell me about, but I would like to hear the abridged version of. I think everybody would like to hear the abridged version of all the lessons you learned in the sauna.
Yeah, that was the other story that I was reminded of. So I've been going to the gym and swimming lately, and I like to, after a swim, sit in the sauna for a little bit. Just nice and relaxing. And so
Wow.
if you were in a sauna, like one of those hot boxes, what do you think like the appropriate way to behave in one of those is? When there are other
Silence,
people in there.
Maybe a nod here and there.
Yeah, right?
If
Complete
it's just
silence.
you and a friend, you can talk.
Right. But if there's anyone else in that room who you do not know, you keep your mouth shut and you just
Agreed.
respect the silence.
Right.
I have learned more and more that gym bros love to peacock in front of other gym bros that they do not know.
Peacock.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing. They're flexing even when they're not lifting.
Thank you for watching Von Wolf Brain. This is Stephen Hawking's cousin, Stephen Eagle Eagle. I am just as smart as him and more alive than him, and I watch Von Wolf Brain every day and I love it. Oh god, I love it. Please consume more content. Click here. Or here. Or here. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye. Love. Von Wolf Brain.